There is a quiet emptiness that lives in every heart, a feeling that no matter how much we achieve, how many friends we gather, or how many things we own, something is missing. This emptiness is like a silent echo, calling out from deep inside us. Many people try to ignore it, hoping that it will go away. Others try to fill it with work, hobbies, or adventures. But no matter what they do, the feeling stays. It is a longing, a quiet whisper, a question that remains unanswered. Let's begin with a simple story, one that could belong to anyone, anywhere. There was a young man named Daniel. Daniel grew up in a small town and was always searching for something that would make him feel complete. In school, he tried to be the best student, hoping that good grades would bring him happiness. When he won awards, he felt proud for a moment, but the feeling faded quickly. The emptiness returned, like a shadow that never truly left. As Daniel grew older, he tried to fill the void with friendships. He surrounded himself with people, laughed at parties, and shared stories late into the night. But when the crowd disappeared and the music stopped, Daniel found himself alone with the same emptiness. He wondered why, despite so much company, he still felt lonely inside. Daniel then turned to work. He got a good job and worked hard, hoping that success would fill the space in his heart. His boss praised him. He earned more money, and he bought things he had always wanted. New clothes, a fancy phone, even a car. But each new thing only brought temporary joy. The emptiness, quiet but real, still lingered. Feeling frustrated, Daniel looked for answers elsewhere. He traveled to new places, seeking adventure and new experiences. He climbed mountains, walked through busy cities, and tasted foods from around the world. For a moment, the excitement pushed away the emptiness. But as soon as he returned home, the same feeling greeted him like an old friend. Daniel began to wonder if everyone felt this way. He talked to his friends and family, and slowly, he realized that they too felt a strange emptiness inside. Some tried to fill it with relationships, hoping that love would heal the void. Others chased fame or wealth or spent hours on their phones, distracting themselves from the feeling. But no one seemed to have the answer. One day, Daniel met a wise old man sitting on a park bench. The man was quiet, but there was a gentle peace about him. Daniel sat down and shared his story, explaining how he felt empty no matter what he did. The old man listened and smiled softly. "You are searching for something that cannot be found in things, people, or achievements," he said. "There is a space inside your heart that only God can fill." Daniel was surprised. He had heard people talk about God before, but he never thought much about it. "How can God fill the emptiness?" he asked. The old man replied, "Inside each of us, there is a longing for something greater than ourselves. We try to fill it with everything we can find, but nothing fits. It is like trying to put a square peg into a round hole. The emptiness you feel is a sign, a reminder that you were made for a relationship with God. Only He can fill that space." Daniel thought about this for a long time. He realized that all his searching had led him to the same place, the feeling that something was missing. He wondered what it meant to have a relationship with God, and if it could truly fill the emptiness. He began to pray, simply and honestly, asking God to show Himself and to fill the void in his heart. At first, nothing seemed to change, but as days passed, Daniel noticed a quiet peace growing inside him. The emptiness did not disappear overnight, but it became less heavy. He felt comforted, as if someone was walking beside him. Daniel learned that God's love is not something you earn, it is a gift. When he opened his heart and asked God to be part of his life, he felt a new sense of purpose. He realized that he was loved not because of what he did, but because of who he was, a child of God. As time went on, Daniel's life did not become perfect. He still faced challenges, made mistakes, and sometimes felt alone. But the emptiness that once ruled his heart was no longer in control. Whenever he felt lost, he remembered the old man's words and turned to God in prayer. With each prayer, he felt the void in his heart growing smaller and the peace growing stronger. Daniel's story is not unique. All around the world, people are searching for something to fill the emptiness inside. Some find temporary comfort in success, relationships, or fun. But these things never last. The emptiness always returns, reminding us that we need something deeper. Let's think about why nothing else can truly fill the void. Imagine your heart as a puzzle, and in the center is a piece that is missing. You try to fill it with different things: a new job, more money, friends, or hobbies. Each piece fits for a short time, but none of them are the right shape. The hole remains, and you keep searching. Why is the missing piece shaped like God? Because we are made for connection with Him. We are created with a longing for love, purpose, and meaning that only God can give. Without Him, life feels incomplete. Even when we have everything we want, we still feel empty inside. When we turn to God, we discover that His love is different from anything else. It is not based on what we do or what we own. It is constant, strong, and unchanging. God loves us even when we make mistakes, even when we feel lost. He knows our deepest thoughts and cares about our smallest worries. To fill the emptiness inside, we must open our hearts to God. This does not mean that life becomes easy or perfect, but it does mean that we have someone who walks beside us, who listens to our prayers, and who gives us peace. When we trust God, we find hope even in difficult times. We find purpose even when life is confusing. Let's imagine another story. A young woman named Sarah. Sarah was always busy, running from one thing to another. She worked hard, helped her family, and did her best to make everyone happy. But late at night, when the world was quiet, Sarah felt a deep emptiness. She wondered if she was enough, if anyone truly cared, or if her life had meaning. Sarah tried to fill the emptiness with good deeds and hard work, but it was never enough. She felt tired, worn out, and alone. One day, a friend invited her to a small group that talked about God's love. Sarah was curious, but unsure. She listened to stories of people who had found peace and purpose through faith. Slowly, Sarah opened her heart to God. She prayed simple prayers, asking for help and hope. She read stories from the Bible and learned that God loved her just as she was. She discovered that her worth did not depend on her work or her success. She was valuable because God created her and cared for her. As Sarah trusted God, the emptiness inside her heart began to fade. She still worked hard and helped others, but she no longer felt alone. She knew that God was with her, giving her strength and comfort. Her life was not perfect, but she felt complete inside. Both Daniel and Sarah discovered the same truth. The emptiness inside is not a mistake. It is a sign that we need something greater than ourselves. We were made for a relationship with God. Only He can fill the void and give us lasting peace. Maybe you have felt this emptiness too. Maybe you have searched for answers in many places, hoping to find something that lasts. The good news is that you do not have to search alone. God is always waiting, ready to fill your heart with His love. You don't need fancy words or big gestures. You can talk to God in simple prayers, sharing your worries, hopes, and dreams. Ask Him to fill the emptiness inside and to guide you each day. Trust that His love is real and strong. Remember that God's love is not just for special people or perfect lives. It is for everyone, for those who feel lost, for those who feel tired, for those who are searching. No matter where you are, no matter what you have done, God's love is there for you. When you let God fill the emptiness, you will find new strength. You will discover hope in hard times and peace in moments of worry. You will find meaning and purpose, knowing that your life matters to God. It is natural to want to fill the emptiness with things we can see and touch, but real peace comes from trusting in something greater. God's love is the missing piece in the puzzle of your heart. When you accept His love, the emptiness loses its power. Life is a journey. There will be ups and downs, good days and hard days. But with God by your side, you are never truly alone. The emptiness inside can be filled with hope, courage, and love. If you ever feel lost or empty, remember Daniel and Sarah. Remember that the longing in your heart is not a mistake. It is an invitation to connect with God. You are loved, you are valuable, and you belong. Open your heart, Trust in God's love and let Him fill the emptiness inside. With each step, you will discover more peace, more strength, and more meaning. The quiet void that once ruled your heart can be replaced with hope and purpose. So, if you are searching, if you feel empty, know that you are not alone. Many have walked this path before you, and many have found the answer. God's love is greater than anything else. It is the only thing that can truly fill the emptiness inside. Take a moment now. Close your eyes, breathe deeply, and speak to God in your own words. Ask Him to fill your heart and guide your steps. Trust that He is listening and that His love is bigger than your worries. As you walk through life, remember this simple truth. The emptiness inside your heart is not meant to be filled with things or achievements. It is meant to be filled with God's love. When you accept His love, you will find the peace and purpose you have always searched for. You are not alone. You are loved. And with God, the emptiness inside can be filled, today, tomorrow, and always.